Hey everyone, Fluffy Penguin here, bringing you another Kingdom Hearts video, and boy oh boy is it a really good video. The new trailer just released yesterday. It's the final trailer for Kingdom Hearts. We were supposed to get it Tuesday, which is today, but because of the leak of Kingdom Hearts 3 and the copies being stolen, Tetsuya Nomura decided to release the last trailer yesterday. When I was on YouTube, I saw a lot of people reacting to the trailer, and I didn't want to do just a regular reaction video. I wanted to actually break apart the trailer for you guys and maybe discover something that a lot of people didn't realize the first time, even things that maybe I didn't discover while watching it the first time. So this episode is going to be actually broken up into two different episodes. The first part, I'm going to be talking about the first half of the trailer, which is primarily just gameplay, and the second half is going to be in a separate video, which will be released tomorrow, so make sure you keep an eye out for that. Let's get into the discussion. So right at the beginning shot here, we have a complete Xehanort using his Keyblade to shoot a beam of energy into the sky, reminiscent of the event from 13 years before this game when he went against Terra, Aqua, and Ben. But if you notice behind him, there's more than one no-name Keyblade circling around him. From this alone, this leads me to believe that Xehanort has succeeded in his mission to summon Kingdom Hearts, as with this next scene we see a malformed version of it, possibly one infused with complete darkness. The following scene might be connected as Sora is reacting to the heart in the sky. We'll have to see when the game comes out though, so I can't really comment on it any further. Every time I see Aqua suffering, I suffer as well. It appears she's finally succumbing to the darkness here. It's growing from the middle of her chest, from her heart, if you will. Possibly after this section, we will see her as the dark entity she becomes in the dark margins. It actually kind of got to me a little bit. So this next scene here takes place in the Keyblade Graveyard. This looks eerily similar to the Round Room, the original meeting room where the organization would plot their schemes and, you know, bicker amongst each other. Just like the thrones in that room, we see pillars of rock supporting the new organization too. If we take a closer look here, we can see two members here, which I'll get into at a later point in the video, probably in the next episode, but bear with me on that. And actually in the next scene we have 5 members here, and I can clearly make out Luxor, Demyx with his sitar, Larxene, and Marluxia, who appear to be facing the 5th member, who kinda looks like Vexen. I mean, it sort of looks like him, but I'm not too sure. What do you guys think? Let me know. And the next scenes here are going to focus on the Disney World, which I'm really excited about. Lots of destruction is happening at Mount Olympus. Same with the Laughing Factory and Monsters Inc. And then here we have Woody and the party in a dark field, possibly summoned by young Xehanort. And he seems to have taken an interest in Buzz, who is swooped into the darkness right in front of them. Yeah. That sucks. I really love Buzz and I hope nothing happens to him, and because it's canonically tied to the movies, I'm sure nothing will, but it's still kind of scary to see him be lifted into darkness. So let's take a look at the next scene, which is going to be in the Kingdom of Corona. It looks like Rapunzel's pushing away Mother Gothel here, possibly upset about being locked in the tower, or possibly being brought back to the tower. I don't remember the film too much, but this could be taking place in either part of the movie. But have no fear, Flynn is here to save the day, along with Donald and Goofy. But where's Sora when this takes place? Who knows, maybe he's with Rapunzel or chasing after her, or maybe he's caught up with Marluxia, because he is supposed to be in this world. So until we get to play the game, I don't know if we'll get a good answer on that, but I'm very excited to interact with the world. Next we have the 100 Acre Wood and its lovable characters welcoming Sora back. I like this scene here and look forward to experiencing this world again, because just the content that we've been seeing, it's a lot of dark, heavy stuff that Kingdom Hearts has gradually moved towards to. There's a lot of heavy emotions happening in the newer games and even in the trailers, so it'd be a good time to take a break from the emotional roller coaster we're definitely going to experience. And hey look, it's Uncle Scrooge. It's our first time looking at him and he looks great. Hasn't aged a bit. Not much here, just the conversation, but nonetheless happy to see him back. And I hope he's still trying to recreate different ice creams. I think that was actually pretty funny in Kingdom Hearts 2, especially when he kept getting them wrong. So hopefully he does something like that again. And the next scene here is an interaction between Sora and Remy. They look really cute together. The only thing I wonder is where this takes place actually, and this has been on my mind for a little bit. I don't think it's Remy's world since he'll be used as a Link and a minigame. My belief this is a new district of Twilight Town that we get to visit. I think it would be neat to visit this area, at least an area like this that's a commercial restaurant district kind of place. So we'll have to wait and see on that, but let me know what you guys think. Maybe I might have misremembered and they've revealed the location of where you meet Remy, but to me, I think it looks like Twilight Town. I could be wrong, but let me know. Next we have Frozen. For a lot of people, these two clips together are the most controversial. Don't get me wrong, even I was on that bandwagon. But this is the part where Elsa sings her most divisive song, Let It Go, and taking a look at her mouth during this part, it seems she might be singing it. Is Sora chasing her for a possible duet? That would be funny to see, but after Atlantica, I think we all want to steer clear from any musicals. But again, not much here, just very quick scenes. Still, let's move on to the next world. Next we have more than likely the end section of the world, which is Anna slowly being frozen. Yes, pun intended. And this is also the part where Elsa loses control of her powers. I know they'll be able to get through to her though, so I'm excited to possibly face her as a boss battle. You never know. After that, we get Jack Sparrow fighting Davy Jones on his ship in the hurricane. This is definitely the final boss battle of the world, and I can't wait to battle him. And finally, we have Sora in San Francisco fighting Dark Baymax with Nice Baymax. It's really neat to see these two together and working alongside each other, and I only just recently saw the Big Hero 6 movie, maybe a couple months ago, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm very excited to go back into the world of San Francisco and getting to meet the characters again. Now we get a lengthy minute of all new gameplay. Firstly, we have the latest Link reveal with Stitch, who was actually revealed in a new screenshot just a few days ago. We already had Stitch as a summon in Kingdom Hearts 2, but it seems like he'll be more useful here. In Kingdom Hearts 2, summons weren't particularly the most useful abilities to use, unless for certain situations, so I'm really hoping Link step it up a notch. But as we can see here, Stitch will have a new attack based on lightning patterns. And just like always, Stitch is as adorable as ever, and I wish I could hug him. He's so freaking cute! Alright, moving on. As we move forward, we have this amazing segment with Riku in the Dark Margin, fighting the Swarm of Heartless Aqua battled in 2.8. What's the most interesting thing about this scene is, yes, Riku will be playable. Although we're not sure how much of the game will devote time to Riku or other potential playable characters, but it's still very exciting to see him in action. And yes, we all kind of knew it was going to happen, so it's not that much of a surprise, but still interesting to see some gameplay out of it. Honestly, I wish they kept it as a surprise. I think it would have been a little bit more exciting, but hey, I don't make the trailers. But I do want to point out, if we do take a look at Riku's stats, they look pretty standard. I also noticed that he didn't have any party companions with him, even though we've seen earlier in earlier trailers that he was with Mickey during this portion of the game. Could this be an entirely different moment of the game, or is Mickey fighting Aqua, who actually summoned the Heartless? Something worth noting for sure. After this, we have Sora using a new Link with Remy called Frying Pan. Yes, Remy will be a Link for Sora to use. I'm not completely sure if this was revealed that Remy will be a usable Link in prior trailers, but it's showcased here in its wonderfully delicious form. I love how Sora just slams a pan onto the Heartless. It's pretty hilarious. Following the combat, we get to see some more minigames in action. The first three have these flan-like creatures similar to the Mushroom 13 in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. We got to see these monsters in previous trailers where Sora was taking a picture with one, which is kind of adorable, and I like that addition. I don't believe these are enemies you can fight though, but ones you only interact with. Again, similar to the Mushroom 13. They look so adorable, I kind of hope they release a plush out of it. But anyway, moving on to the next minigame. We see Sora getting lit with some Corona residents. Judging from the minigame though, you'll probably have to land on the colored circles to get the maximum amount of points by pressing their respective buttons. If you see on the bottom left corner, there's different movesets you can press. It would also be pretty funny if Donald and Goofy were to participate with you while you play the minigame, kind of off in the background. I think it'd be pretty neat to see them try to dance, especially Donald with his height difference. I think it'd be kind of cute. Sora will also be able to do the most extra thing on this barrel here. Can't wait to show the citizens of Corona his dance moves. Next, we see a Trojan horse from Corona charging at Sora. I always find it funny that we see Sora get inflicted with damage in some of these trailers. You'd think they show off his abilities, but sometimes he's just kind of a ragdoll, which is funny. This horse is probably going to be a mini-boss, most likely judging from its health bar. It's a bit larger than the average Heartless. There's also a new form that is available for Sora to use called Rage Form. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe this form was revealed in previous trailers, or if it has, its form wasn't given a name. Again, please let me know if I'm wrong, I could be mistaking it. Moving on from this, we're back in the Caribbean with Sora taking a swim before coming face to face with the Sea Heartless. It looks pretty large, and just like the Trojan Horse, this may be another mini boss when you take a look at its health bar. What's worth noting though is the change to Sora's spells when underwater, from the standard Fire, Blizzard, and Thunder to Sea Fire, Sea Blizzard, and Sea Thunder. I do believe the only difference will be how the spell will look when cast, not so much any difference in terms of damage output, but still interesting to realize the extra effort the developers made to make a difference. If it's as stylish as the Sea Blizzard here, we're in for a lot of treats with the spells. Up comes next is another snippet of Sora's new mecha machine. I believe this might be another minigame as there are chain gauges, points, and a timer to keep track of your score. This could be a minigame where you might have to get to the end of a route while scoring as many points as possible and as fast as possible, while, beating up some other mechas. Another Davy Jones battle here, and wow, he has 16 health bars. That's pretty insane. Don't think there were regular bosses in previous Kingdom Hearts games that came close to that, except for a few secret bosses. This will definitely make bosses last a lot longer, or maybe it's to compensate for the amount of damage Sora can dish out. There's also a command for Goofy to use another one of his skills, not a move we're familiar with, so can't wait to see that in action. Speaking of health bars, this next monster that's found in the Monsters Inc. world is missing its own. Not sure where it is, or maybe Sora just isn't locked onto it, considering there are smaller monsters he needs to deal with at the moment. And look, another skill this time, Flare Force. That's also available to use. We have seen this one before, and it was a skill Donald was able to use in Kingdom Hearts 2, so nothing new there. Back to Kingdom of Corona, and we're scaling the wall Flynn used to rescue Rapunzel. This time though, we're fighting a Heartless, and judging from the location and health bar, this might be the final boss of the world? Who knows? But from what we do know is that this game will have a lot of interesting Heartless that look like they'll pose quite a challenge. And I might be incorrect in assuming that Marluxia could be a boss in this world. I really hope so. I want to be able to challenge different organization members throughout the world and not just at the end. I think it'd be pretty exciting. And lastly, we get a better idea of how the new and improved 1000 Heartless battle will be. Yay! It looks like you won't be alone this time, as Donald and Goofy will be by your side. I think this was one aspect of the first 1000 Heartless battle was missing, but the real thing that was missing was the variety of Heartless you fought, and they didn't skimp out this time. There's also nobodies here. If we take a closer look at the different kinds, there's the large Heartless from the previous Olympus trailers, your standard Shadow Heartless, and some Dusks and Nobodies from Kingdom of Corona that are controlled by Marluxia. There also looks to be a new kind of winged Heartless that is reminiscent of crows. At least that's what I'm able to make out since they don't have any distinct features. I'm also very blind and have glasses that are kind of old, so if it's just me, let me know what you think. If they are crows, again, type it in the comments. I'm very blind. Aside from that, the only ones missing are the Unversed, which we know are in the game and in this section of the game too. Maybe we just can't see them here, but it's cool to see them all together fighting Sora. I do hope they include moments where the other Keyblade warriors jump into battle with you to provide aid. I think that'd be really awesome. There's also an available skill called Trinity Guard that can be used. Just from the name of it, I'm going to assume it's the trio's ability to use Trinity. In my opinion, I really thought the Trinity ability from the first Kingdom Hearts game was great, so I hope it looks similar to that one. There's also a bar at the top left corner that indicates Heartless. Not exactly sure what this means as it doesn't appear to be depleting or increasing in this trailer. Maybe once it's filled that indicates a special attack the Heartless can do. But that's just a thought, so we're gonna have to wait on that a little bit more. That's all from this video. Like I said, I wanted to cut this analysis into 2 separate videos. One that showcases the gameplay and the other with the real meaty portion of the trailer. There's a lot to discuss that has set so many people into hysteria. It's wild, trust me. Keep an eye out for the second half of this video so you can get on the discussion. If there's anything I missed or anything you want us to talk about, don't be afraid to leave it in the comments below. And if you're interested in hearing me scream over Kingdom Hearts some more, maybe give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. It will definitely help me out. And with that, you guys know what to do. Stay fluffy and stay happy. I will see you all in part 2.